You don't say it out loud, but you feel it every time you walk into a room. That quiet shift, not loud enough for anyone to call out, not obvious enough for anyone to explain, but real enough that people adjust without knowing why. And you pretend you don't notice. You pretend you're just another guy, just passing through, just minding your own business. But you're not. And that's exactly what's been bothering you. Because while other men are busy performing, projecting, proving, there's something in you that refuses to move like that. You watch them talk too much, laugh too hard, lean in too quickly, chase reactions like their identity depends on it, and something in your chest tightens. Not envy, recognition. You see the effort behind it. You see the cracks. And once you see it, it's over. You can't unsee the performance. You can't unfeel how forced it all is. And that's where the distance begins. Not between you and them, but between you and the version of yourself you could have been if you played along. Because you could have. Let's not lie about that. You could raise your voice, dominate conversations, force presence, take up space in ways that get immediate reactions. You could learn the lines, copy the behaviors, build that surface-level dominance that gets attention fast. But every time you even get close to it, something pulls you back. Something colder, sharper, more controlled. Something that whispers, "This isn't real." And you listen, even when it isolates you, even when it makes things quieter than you'd like, even when it costs you opportunities that louder men grab without thinking. Because deep down, you'd rather have nothing than have something fake. And that's where your power starts becoming dangerous. Not when you speak, but when you decide not to. Not when you chase, but when you walk away without a trace of hesitation. Not when you prove yourself, but when you remove the need to be proven at all. That's the part nobody teaches. That's the part alpha men try to imitate, but can never hold for long. Because silence, real silence, isn't just the absence of words. It's the presence of control. It's knowing exactly what you could say, exactly how you could react, exactly how you could take over a moment, and choosing not to, not out of fear, out of precision. And that kind of restraint, it creates tension. People feel it without understanding it. They start watching you more closely. They start filling in the blanks you leave behind. They start assigning weight to your presence because you're not throwing it around like everyone else. And suddenly, without trying, without forcing, without performing, you matter more. That's what breaks the illusion. Because everything they've been told about power says it should be visible, loud, undeniable. But you move in a way that makes power feel inevitable, unspoken, untouchable, and that unsettles people. It unsettles men who built their identity on being seen. It unsettles women who are used to attention being handed to them on demand. It unsettles anyone who relies on noise to feel significant. Because you're not playing that game. You never were. And still, you hesitate. You hold back just enough to stay comfortable. You stay just quiet enough to avoid being fully seen. You operate at half intensity, telling yourself it's control, when sometimes it's just fear of what happens if you go all in. Because here's the truth you keep avoiding. You're not struggling to become this man. You already are him. You're struggling to stop diluting it. You're struggling to accept what comes with it. The distance, the misunderstanding, the fact that most people will never fully get you. And that's where most men break. Not because they can't be powerful, but because they can't stand being alone with it. So they go back to noise,